Don't get me started.
Don't get me started. Oh, shut your mouth. Yes. I mean, I don't actually touch you, but I could touch you if I wanted to. Just move over a little bit, though.
Hello, fuck shit store, says Tamsinaki, and that pretty much sums up the point of this this podcast.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nailed it in one. Thank you very much. Let's get this started, says Captain Britain.
Let's get it started. By the way, what's interesting is just moments before this, Jeremy spent ages putting the chat really neatly down the side so that it was in the perfect position, which he took ages doing.
It was painful.
And now I can't read it because it's behind the tripod. So fuck me and fuck Shed Store.
Shall I move it? Because you will kind of want to see the chat.
Yeah.
It's the Reese Race!
Whoop, 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 whoop. Does it not do that thing where
it doesn't? No, that's on my gaming things.
Disappointing, isn't it? But what isn't disappointing is Reese raiding with a party of 5.
Does that help you?
Yeah, that's close enough.
Yeah, it'll do.
Alex is a prick and he can't read that. I can now, motherfucker.
I'm guessing he can see it. Raid the roof. Is that
whoop,
a thing?
Whoop. It's good to see you. Good to be back. We're in the same room, which means that for a start, I was able to listen to the intro.
Yes.
Where I say, "Oh, shut your mouth," and all the other stings I'll get to hear because normally I can't hear them, and I have to just sit politely whilst they happen.
It's just like right.
Is it time for?
Is
it's
the
back
sound
again.
finished? Is it there?
Thank you so much for joining us again here at Don't Get Me Started number 27.
Numbers.
Yeah, I didn't even write it up on the board.
No, I think it's 27.
Probably. Wow. Think about that. That's a lot.
That's more than half a year.
That's more than half a year we've been doing this thing for. And everyone wants more. They've got an appetite for it, Jeremy. They can't get enough of it.
An appetite for don't-struction. It's tenuous.
I love that. I love that sort of joke so much. Do you know, I love a sort of joke where you kind of make a joke like that, a pun, a half pun, and then people go, and then at work people go, oh yeah, that didn't work. And I'm like, yeah, that was literally the joke.
Yeah.
You can go fuck yourself. A appetite. Yeah.
Oh, boom.
Man. You know, Tamsinaki's really good at puns.
She is very good. She is super punny.
She's really good.
Kamen Rider Wizard 0014. I feel like I should call the police. You guys are together and there's video evidence. Legends. Well, Duff Valley has resubscribed. Whoop, 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 whoop. Thanks, Duff. Actually, this is totally leagues.
This is fun.
Right?
I love that we're just like, this is super legit.
This pricks my bubble buddy.
Yeah, we're in a bubble together.
Because he's a lone loser and needs to have some kind of company, otherwise he'll
I live in this
eat too much pie and self-harm.
This 3-story masonette on my own, and I occasionally have to get out of here. So yes, I'm only one man in this flat on my own. So yeah, I do get to go and see you. So yeah, this is legit. This is fine.
Yeah.
So tell who you want. And by the way, nobody cares.
Exactly. Nobody, our government doesn't care. They've just done these rules to not even cover their own backs. They've failed to cover their own backs. They've just done some things and hope that will be sufficient to get them re-elected in 3 years.
Yes, it will.
It probably will, yeah. But it shouldn't.
It shouldn't. It shouldn't last time.
Guys.
Yeah, fuck those guys, man. Fuck guys. Oh my god. I just who knew? Anyway, yeah. No, 0 shits were given. I've heard about people who were meant to self-isolate for a full 2 weeks, but they got the barber round, they got Eddie Stone round, they went and got an Ethernet cable, went and got wine, Ben and Jerry's fish food, Haribo. They left the house for any reason.
The worst kind of insufferable dickhead.
Yeah. Yeah. I heard that they bought a decanter and then had to leave the house and break isolation just to get wine to put in the decanter.
And then had to break isolation once again to return it because there was a chip in it. You can't post things in isolation.
You can't post that. Well, you can. That's exactly what I did. What he did. What the person did. So, oh man, so much chat. It's loving it.
Captain Brilliant. When I was growing up, people covered me in chocolate cream, and a cherry. It was tough growing up in the ghetto.
Cowboys, yeah. I noticed you're wearing a bit of a Cowboys.
I am. It's one of my many jerseys.
Was Des Bryant 88 for the Cowboys?
He was.
But that's not Des Bryant.
It's not Des Bryant. It's Michael Irvin. Obviously. Can you see that? Yeah.
Michael Irvin.
Obviously, Michael Irvin is a legendary figure.
Pretty well-known wide receiver.
Yeah,
Probably the best wide receiver.
Probably the best in Cowboys history. Yeah. No, I'm wearing a Cowboys jersey because it's Thanksgiving tomorrow, and the Cowboys always play on Thanksgiving.
They do.
I am topical. That's me.
Yeah, and we'll be watching the Cowboys play them tomorrow.
Like a cream you rub on some kind of rash.
By the way, right?
I am topical.
That joke. I love this sort of shit so much. He's amazing on the NFL Network. I wish I was on the NFL Network.
Me too. With Michael Irvin.
I wish I was.
Because I just deliberately give him a hard time just for the fun of it. Because he's always pretty much right. So I would just be there being contrary.
I didn't know.
Like me, obviously.
No, well, that's true.
Yeah.
I didn't know that other people knew that the creams were called topicals because we sell topical creams at work. I don't want to get into work stuff, but we sell creams. And someone said, yeah, so you got these things and you got the topicals. And I'm like, you know when you're told something and then you're like, well, I guess that's the word for it. And then you start using it yourself. But part of your brain is like, have I been just trolled early on in this process? And I keep saying it. Someone's like, so how about the topicals, Alex? And I'm like...
It's like, yeah, when are you sending me for the fucking tartan paint?
Yeah. It's like... So what codes are these, Alex? And I'm like, those ones are the tablets, and those ones, those ones are the topicals. He said it. What a dickhead! But I'm glad that actually you confirmed it.
Yeah, topical creams. It's
topical.
It's definitely a thing. The only problem with this Cowboys jersey is that the numbers are a bit stiff. So if I lean forward, it gets right under my nipples. And...
I actually like a stiff number. I'm a big fan of that.
You heard it here first. He likes a stiff number.
Fuck Decanter Store. Do you know what? Fuck that. Honestly, I'll show you the picture of it. Not right now because it would be weird. Plus, the picture of it, obviously, the chip is so small that you'd be like, is that it? I'm like, yeah. So there's no point in telling you guys, but I was unimpressed. So we should probably start talking about that in the segment we like to...
Hang on 1 second. Wolfington's turned up.
What the fuck are you wearing,
in addition to... it being Thanksgiving tomorrow, I'm wearing this because the Cowboys always play. I wore this for Wolfington because that prick is from Texas, but he's a Green Bay Packers fan and he hates the Cowboys.
He's an Oklahoma boy, isn't he? Like it.
I'm from Oklahoma.
I know.
I'm sorry. Whatever. You support the Packers. I don't care where you're from.
Fuck Texas. I was going to say. I remember this because I remember that he said he's from Oklahoma, and then I started singing Oklahoma. This is the way I only remember things based on musicals. Tamsinaki. You understand? If it's a musical, I understand.
Which is how you know that Tamsinaki is from Hamilton.
Yes, no, but I like the fact that she could be, but she's not. Still, you shouldn't drink red wine with chips. What do you mean, like dipping the chips in red wine? I reckon I could do that.
It's the only way I'd do it. But now you can go ahead and I won't cut you off this time.
No. It's fine. It's fine.
Perfectly tee up our first segment.
Okay. Well, let's kick things off with the 45-minute segment we like to call This Is Happening.
In a world filled with haps and naps, two men have risen above to bring you This Is
45
Happening.
Hey Alex, did you hear about the guy who got Connor decommissioned? No, sorry, I can't too soon. Oh, I'll tell you what, I've got a bit of cramp from sitting like a stupid person. Right, I did. I think that was me. But I think I've worked out now, actually, Carmen, that we can go back. We can go back to that chapter and we can replay it. We can replay that chapter that I didn't pay attention to because Tamsinaki subscribed. And so can you. Not on this channel, because this isn't mine, but you could go to Always Be Chatting and do it. And then my niece was talking about horses. So we can go back. Carmen, it's okay. We can rebuild. He will not be decommissioned anymore.
I don't know if...
and set the bomb off.
I don't know if Duff's naps are working. Are your naps working, Duff? When you do the chat commands, are they working? I'm not sure they are.
Mea culpa. Yeah, you are culpa. So this is happening where we talk about what's up, what's down, what's left, what's right, what's in, what's out, what's commissioned, what's decommissioned, all that sort of shit. So put in the chat your haps and naps. We'll do it in order. We're going to talk about haps. So what's hap, guys? Let's talk about happy things. Haps. What's hap for you?
Not a huge amount, but
Will be tomorrow. It's not Thanksgiving yet.
yeah, exactly. Next week I'll have all the Thanksgiving and stuff to talk about. But the main thing that's been hap for me this week,
yes,
is that previously in anticipation of the release of season 4 of The Crown, now it's fucking out and I'm not ready to watch it.
Right.
I have been rewatching The Crown from the beginning.
I see. Yes.
And I enjoyed it the first time, but I'm enjoying it even more the second
Really?
time. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like a fine wine, it gets put in a decanter.
The thing about me is that my memory is terrible. So all I have to do is give it some period of time, say 3 hours, and I completely forget what the show is about, and I can watch it again as if I've never watched it before. And only the odd thing like sticks in my mind. I'm like, oh yeah, that happens. Yeah.
No spoilers, please.
I can't remember already. Whatever happened earlier.
Aside from that, like, this is loosely, I say loosely, based on like the royal family. Like these people, like, newsflash, Diana died. Just gonna say, spoiler alert.
Spoilers.
I know. So like these things have already happened.
What a prick.
Yeah, I watched parts of. I watched parts of The Crown with my dad because I recognised that was one of the only ones that my dad would watch that didn't have swearing, didn't have sex, didn't have violence, didn't have all those, didn't have robots fucking each other, shit like that. Other shows we tried to watch, and so we tried to watch that. In the first, there's the guy in season 1. I don't know if he's. I think he's the guy from the RAF who falls in love with the secretary.
Yes.
I don't really remember. Falls in love with someone.
With Princess Margaret.
Oh, does she? Does he? Oh,
Princess
I don't remember
Margaret
who was
one of King George the Sixth's
dude.
Word people,
Now, he's helping him get ready for her coronation, and he does a little limerick which drops the C-bomb in it. And so he says, there was a young man from...
Oh, that guy. That's a different guy.
That's a different guy. Anyway, so there's a guy who drops a C-bomb, and it's within 2 minutes, and my dad's like, I'm not too sure about this. I'm like, hold on!
For God.
Dad, we're not going to be able to watch anything. If you can't watch it, you want to watch.
Oh, my God. Really?
Yeah, but my dad really doesn't like swearing. He's like, it doesn't really matter. But anyway, Nova Charter's here. Whoop! And he's baking apple pie.
Rooster Boost was here as well, a bit higher than that we've already ignored. And
sorry,
he said
Rooster.
His hap. Where's he gone?
He came.
I'm going to have to scroll. I think it was that he has time off.
He'd been watching Reese's.
I can't scroll. It's dead to us.
Mm.
I couldn't plug in my mouse today because I didn't have enough USBs.
I will eventually get back to The Crown. But I'll tell you what, the other thing is that what I realised about playing Detroit Become Human is that if I leave it long enough, people have forgotten the plot of that as well. So we can probably just go back to that in 6 months' time. People are like, oh yeah, this is what happened. And
I get the feeling that there are certain people watching this now who will not forget.
Hashtag never forget.
We'll come to the point in which the shit went down. It's like, Alex, pay the fuck attention.
Justice!
This is where you fucking killed him.
Justice for Connor. Yeah. Honestly, and I'll be like, honestly, it would be such a troll if I get to that bit again, and someone said,
so.
Right,
just to recap what we've done so far.
Hank will be
Alex, you fuck. Unsubscribe, unfollow. Throw my computer out.
I would do it.
I know he's. Not lying. He would.
It was just like, oh my God. Haps is my Carmen Rider Wizard says Haps is my wrestling teacher. Lets me use the wrestling school on my own, providing I clean up the place and clean everything I use. But he lets me use the gym so I don't go crazy during lockdown. Then next week we're allowed to reopen and start training again. That is a hap.
Boosh.
Carmen Rider Wizard, will you teach me to do a shooting star press? That's all I want to learn. It's just one move. It's not hard. I just want to learn it.
I think it is hard. I think that's the reason you can't do a shooting star press.
I can't do any wrestling move. I mean,
if it was like, can you teach me to do an elbow drop? Yes, that is easy. I would give you that as an easy thing. Can you teach me to do a shooting star press? May require a little bit more skill.
It'd be fine.
It'd
be fine. You just stand at the top and flip, right? Is that the move? I can't remember.
Yeah.
We'll have to find one.
Let's ask Brock Lesnar. He never fucked that up.
Connor is a cunt's name. Fuck Connor. Corner. Yes, that's true. Well, Connor McLeod from the Clan MacLeod in the film Highlander would disagree with you. He was called Connor, and he was definitely not a cunt. He was the Highlander. My hap, says Keris, the dancing squirrel on the raid alert. Lol. Squirrel! There's lots of haps coming out.
There are.
Nice, lots of haps.
Back to the crown. But
Please.
swearing helped him with his stutter, according to the King's speech. So it was a medicinal C-bomb.
Yeah.
And actually, the King's speech actually, like, I know that's just fucking history. I'm not, but the way that the King's speech was filmed compared to the crown, it actually fits quite nicely into as like a prologue to the crown, in my opinion.
My dad likes both those things. So, my dad likes history, and he likes the royal family, and he likes spies. He likes spies.
Unless they swear.
Unless they swear.
So he doesn't like spies.
Sometimes I think by that point, he's kind of... There's a bit, we were watching A Man in the High Castle, which is...
Swearing in there.
There is swearing. I think he's basically gone like, if I want Alex to come around and watch a show with me, I have to concede some things, So we're watching that, and there's a bit where, like...
I need to kind of finish
There's the guy who was the boyfriend of the main woman. I don't remember any of their names.
Oh, yeah.
And like Juliana Crane is the main woman, is the protagonist in Man in the High Castle. Her boyfriend, who they get kind of estranged, he starts hitting it off with some other girl who's in the revolution. And so it's the boyfriend and the revolution girl, and they're like, chat, 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 chat.
Yeah, the guy with the glasses.
That's right, the guy with the glasses and the revolution woman.
Hey, check me out. I haven't watched that in years.
They get together, and then there's a bit where it's like getting sexy, and I think he lifts her up on the front of a bonnet, like all Patrick Swayze style from like Roadhouse. He's like, "Come on, then," and I'm like, "Oh no, this might be the end of this series right there." And then it kind of I'm like, fade to black, fade to black, fade to black, and it just kind of fades to black. And I'm like, "Thank you, thank you, thank you." It was just my dad doing the contrast. He's just like, "We won't have any more of that, Alex."
Turning off his old timey TV. Just a white dot in the middle of the screen.
My mum complaining. It's like, it's the strikes again. We couldn't watch after 10 p.m. You guys don't know how good you had it. Oh my God, shut up, Mum. Right, so other haps.
My hap is pumpkin cheesecake, says Wolfington. Damn, son.
That does sound good.
That sounds amazing.
You know, when I'm coming round to eat with you on Sunday, because we're in a bubble and everything's legit,
yes,
I could make a pumpkin cheesecake.
That sounds good to me.
Yeah, I know. I just went out on a limb there, had no idea how to make one. Said it here.
So. I'm not sure you can get pumpkin anymore.
No, there might be a problem.
Not
Make something.
in this country. But I would accept any other kind of cheesecake.
Okay, I can do that.
And I'm sure Karis is down with cheesecake.
We should actually discuss what you need, what component parts of the day need to be done, so I don't repeat.
Yes, I'm not there myself yet.
So we don't want 3 people bringing a.
In addition to doing Thanksgiving dinner on Sunday, we've got the effing F1 show as well,
right,
to work around, and I can't remember what time the race is, so we'll get there.
That's okay. Keris is doing the whole thing, right? She's cooking the whole thing. She's cooking the turkey.
She's now.
The sprouts.
She is now.
The potatoes.
There's also that buying the turkey thing that needs to happen.
There's a lot of preparation has gone into this. Says Keris.
Yeah.
Not celebrating tomorrow. We are celebrating tomorrow. We're watching.
I will be doing my usual, watching the parade and being gluttonous, and then watching the football into the evening. But because of the way things work here, and that it's not actually a holiday,
no,
everybody works. So Karis is in work.
I will work in this.
He will be working at home and will arrive afterwards. So where you Americans would have your Thanksgiving dinner in the afternoon, we are not able to do that. And then by the time the evening rolls around, we could do Thanksgiving dinner, but the football kicks off at 5:30 p.m. here.
Are you ready for some football?
So it's like, do I want to not be watching the football and sat around the table? No, I don't want to do that.
We do not
so
want that.
Traditionally, in the Walker household, we've done Thanksgiving dinner on the Saturday. But because of the 24-hour gaming stream, I'm not doing it on the Saturday so that I can be as present as possible for everyone.
Which is what little cute girl is looking forward to in her hap.
Absolutely.
She's ready to get fat for Thanksgiving, but I also saw that she was ready to stream. I saw her; she was one of those ready to stream, ready for gaming. I'm ready for it. I don't know.
Ready for the gaming stream.
Ready for gaming.
Yes.
By the way, catching brilliant. And now on the Man in the High Castle, let me show you my amazing tits. Alex's dad runs over and kicks the TV to pieces. Bruce like, John, That was new. Worth it, Anne. Worth it.
But talking of, lumping Thanksgiving dinners on people, we will return to this a bit later in the show.
Oh, really?
Bit of a preview.
Oh, I like it. What a tease. Tell you what I've been watching, what's happened for me. Been watching more Voyager. I can't stop watching that show, man.
Yes, Voyager is hap. We can do that on the Cool Wall now. I think you've watched enough of it after, 7 episodes? 7
episodes,
yeah. I think we could do that on the Cool Wall now.
I talked about it. Well, we'll come up to the Cool Wall in a bit, and that probably gets put on it, almost straight away. But if you hold out a little bit longer, you might end up getting it a mega hap. It depends how well you want to play it.
I will bide my time then.
But the problem is, Jeremy, what if I watch too much and I go into like the season 3, 4 that
it's
I
not
did,
going to happen.
and it
Once
goes
you get to season 4 and season 5, it's definitely going in the mega hap. So
it's up to you.
If you have watched the first,
I might
few
stop
and you
watching.
Enjoy it, you're not going to stop watching.
Do you see what I'm trying to say? There's a gamble element here. Don't you find that amusing and fun? It's just like you can have a hap today, or you can risk it all for a mega hap in about.
I mean, I'm willing to put the gamble in, but as is the tradition, the Vikings will probably fuck it up and I won't win.
I still haven't watched 3 and 4 yet. It is. I'm really happy about Voyager.
Little cute girl, you need to, in the colloquial, get the let out and fucking watch it.
It's my fault. I
rushed a lot ahead.
Yeah, I rushed ahead. But that's a good indication. It's a good show. I am enjoying it, but there's so many funny bits. I know I said this last night, but like I'm watching this episode where they found these guys who have the technology to send them home, and I'm like, it's episode 7. I was driving around in my car today, going like, this episode. What did they think we were going to do? Why would you make an episode where they're like, we can probably send you home? I'm like, you can't. It won't work. Why are you teasing me?
Star Trek ever.
It would be so funny if they went. This is the conceit of the whole show, and then they get home in episode 7, and then they just durdle around the Alpha Quadrant. Honestly, by the way, that episode, like Janeway, as I understand it, is married because we see her husband.
Yes, she is married. Yeah,
and like he's coming up to her all the time. I'm not going to touch you. I'm not Captain Brilliant. He would do it. He would do it. I'm not complaining, but she's always like hands on. He's always hands on. How are you, Janeway? And he's like touching her and caressing her. He's like, I thought we were having fun. You were having a good time. And
putting his finger in her mouth.
Yeah, and doing all this. And she's like, I'm fine with that. But she never goes, that's too much. That's too far. I think that's enough. She never says any of that. She just goes along with it for ages. And I just think that's really weird of Janeway. I thought Janeway would have been like, no, look, you misunderstand our friendship here. Stop fucking touching me.
And of course, saying something slightly incorrect about Star Trek has brought Eddie Stone out of the shadows. Janeway is engaged.
Janeway is engaged.
Actually.
Engage! Could have done that. Happy about that. Okay, fine. She's engaged. Okay, fine. I mean, that doesn't really step on the point I'm trying to make, though, does it? Because, like, she's in a relationship, and then she's letting this guy. He's like, I'm well into pleasure, Janeway. We'd love to have you here. I'll buy you an entire wardrobe and give you pleasure. And
hang on a minute. We haven't heard this sting in a while, and I think.
Oh yeah, do it. We'd like to interrupt this segment with another segment. We've nested this segment into another segment, much like an Excel formula. What's going on? Here's the thing about Janeway. She's incredibly moral.
Much like the captain's yacht into the Enterprise in Star Trek Genesis?
I'm not too sure. I couldn't tell you.
The last one.
She's really moral. She's Little Miss Prime Directive. Mm-hmm. She won't break the rules. She's really, really on this.
But she'll let a random alien put his fingers in her mouth.
She will let a random alien get his fingers off her just for the chance of 4 decades closer to home. But actually, she was already letting him do that before she knew that technology exists. She's sucking his dick, and Harry Kim comes down, and she's like, "Not now, Harry." He's like, "I found a way to get home." It's like, okay, hold on a minute. What's that? And so, like, she was already. He was. I mean, there's a bit of a shoulder touch and an arm touch, and anyone would be like, "Okay, that's fine." And then there's more of a strokey, and he strokes her face and goes, "I thought you were enjoying this," and she doesn't say, "No, you weirdo, I wasn't." So what the fuck, right? Anyway.
He put his fingers in his bum first.
What happens in the Gamma Quadrant stays in the Gamma. You better believe that's exactly it. She's probably thinking to herself that we might not get back for 70 years. I mean,
but unfortunately, they're in the Delta Quadrant, so it's a bit like you say, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Unfortunately, we're in Reno, so It's going to
She
get
has
back.
to save all her moral compass for the following the Prime Directive. She does. But, like, even by her, she's like, is this too much? Is this too much? Because what's brilliant about this episode, which is called Prime Factors, it's just like they have their own Prime things as well. They have their own rules. They have their own rules, which you know. So I respect their rules, but I'll also kind of like. He's like, I hoped you'd come and stay with me, and I'm like, I bet you would. I bet you would. I'm like,
but you know what I like the most about that episode?
What's that?
It's the further integration of the Maquis and the Starfleet crew by the fact that the Maquis are like, fuck this, of course we're going to go home. We're going to go and get this fucking thing, and we'll plug it in anyway, and fuck you guys. And then Captain Starfleet, who isn't a captain, Harry Kim, is like, okay, I've kind of got a boner for home, so I'll come and get involved as well.
What I love about this, right, is that Harry goes down to the planet and they're all mixing and mingling and having shore leave, and he meets this chick who's fit, and like she's playing around with this kind of like device, and he's like, what's this device? And he's like, oh, it measures the weather. And it's like, does it work like this? Does it work through this sort of blah 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 technical stuff? And she goes, yes, it does. Let's hang out later. And then she takes him to the woods, and it's super romantic, and she keeps touching him and stuff like that. And she's obviously into him, like that bit where you know a girl's up for it, and you're both gonna kiss, and you're leaning in, and he goes, wait a minute, what planet are we on? Your planet doesn't have two suns. Why are there two suns? And I'm like, dude, the fuck are you doing? What the fuck? Do you know what? This technology is still going to be there. Have sex with her and then go, oh, that was lovely. Now, these two suns, what's going on? It's like, oh, we have the technology to send you home. I'm like, great, excellent, right. Well,
I mean, he's been away from home already for quite some time. It's not like he would have lasted an eternity at this point. He'd have been done with his business in about 3.5 seconds. Like, right.
It should just say 3 minutes later.
Can we discuss this after the sex? Okay.
Just like, how has someone cock-blocked themselves? If that had been Paris, then so Tom Paris would not be friends with Harry. No. If that had been Tom Paris, he would have been having sex with her while she's playing with the weather device. Just like bending her over. Weather device, just like, is this the weather? Shut up, the weather device. Don't give a fuck.
Weather device, you say? Can I insert it into?
Like, they fly away. I haven't got. They're trying to. I'm right at the end of that episode. I haven't quite finished yet. I know what's kind of going on with that. They fly away, and there's just cut to Tom Paris. Like, have we got everyone back on the ship, Chakotay? And he's like, I think we're missing. And like the ship isn't flying itself because there's no Tom Paris, and Tom Paris is like fucking every chick on that planet. Just why is Voyager not quite like that? Anyway.
Yeah, keep watching.
I do love it. And also, based on what you said earlier, I have largely forgotten all these episodes. So I'm watching it. Feels just like I'm watching it for the first time. So, but yeah, a bit Star Trek there.
Voyager. We now return to our regularly scheduled This Is Happening. And a hap that was dropped a very long time ago was Camerada Wizard 0014 saying that he is finding the network hap.
Oh, that's nice.
And enjoying the streams, and Tamsinaki agreed. And if you'd like to pile on with that, go right ahead, you know?
I'm loving the network.
Yes, I'm loving it. Totally gives us, you know, something to do in these lockdown times and nothing else.
Turbulent times. So I'm very pleased everyone's having a good time. I'm glad we're giving you value because that's ultimately what I want, really.
Yeah,
more than
otherwise,
anything.
what's the point?
Yeah.
Might as well stop.
No, I don't want to.
Just go back to watching Star Trek Voyager or something.
We could be watching Star Trek Voyager right now. Oh my god, those guys.
Why are you here?
There's
Star
so
Trek
many.
Voyager's out there. Go and watch Star Trek Voyager.
I love it so much. There's so many great lines in it that I just want to I want to watch it and then comment on it.
I wouldn't have made a fuck shed store song if I didn't love this network.
Fuck
shed store.
The other hap thing that I was really pleased about since the last one was I bought a decanter. And you were very amused by that.
You'd bought it for the last one. It arrived the day after.
That is true.
Episode.
So the hap was a decanter, but the nap was that the decanter. The decanter. So I have a hap of the decanter. So the naps for me, if I might move us onto that,
sure, is
that fucking decanter, man. It's got a tiny, tiny fragment of a tiny. I almost thought, I may as well fucking keep it.
I mean,
I may as well fucking.
You've got to ask the question whether the decanter was actually compensating for a tiny, tiny fragment of some kind of
Oh man, was it ever? We're beyond that. I've bought various things. I mean, what do you think the Maserati's for, mate?
It had a bulbous lower end
yes,
and a massive shaft.
Yes.
All right, dude. If you
Yeah.
that's the way you want to go. Most people get sports cars, but decanter's fine, I guess.
Fuck decanter store. Yeah, that's true. Do you know if you've bought a thing and you love it, and then you notice a tiny dent on it, do you take it back or send it back or whatever like that, or do you go? Do you know what? It's too much hassle.
I send it back.
I send it back
every time.
I went to the place today and handed it in to her across the counter, and she went, for UPS, and I'm like, yes. And then she's like, right, okay. Oh, this is bigger than the bag I've got, and I'm like, don't look at me like I don't know how to solve this problem. You're the person that just has to put it in a thing to get the UPS guys to take it. I said, it's fragile. It's glass. So, do be careful with it. There's already a chip out of it.
Have you seen the video circulating this week of the Hermes delivery driver loading his van?
No.
You can probably guess.
Is it just like, hoi?
It's like... literally just getting as far into the back of the van as possible from the whatever it is, the trolley. Like, whoosh!
I just if that happens with my decanter, they're just going to get shards of glass. I remember waiting around at work for a delivery I had to get, and the guy turned up with a whole load of other deliveries for other people in the building, and I was the last person in the building, and I'd be only staying there because it was getting delivered to my work, so I had to stay there. So I'm the last person there, and this guy drives up, and I poke my head out just to go, yep, this is for me, just let him know. And the guy just stared at me like I was litter on the pavement. It's like, and I'm like, shall I hold the, and he was just like, no worries, mate, wait a minute. He just looked at me like I was a twat, and then just carried on.
In his defence, you are a twat.
He was correct, but he didn't know that. He was correct, And then he started getting stuff out of the lorry in order to get to my stuff, and he just let it all just kind of slide out and go crump, 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 crump. So 5 items just went ka-tonk, ka-tonk, and then my stuff went on top of it, and then finally one final thing just went ka-tonk, tonk, like that.
Honestly,
I've
had people do it on my doorstep, bringing massive giant packages that I've imported from Japan, and they get to the doorstep and they're just I'm there waiting for them because I know they're coming. They're just bosh as hard as they can on the phone.
Dude,
seriously, the fuck, man.
Oh man,
I don't even think it was broke. He probably just realised we were all right and wanted his 38 quid back. Right?
I never maybe I never return anything. Can't be bothered.
Call the decanter a decanter.
God, I did. I'm loving. We are adding to the Decanterbury tales. It's true. I'll get my £38 back. Will I, under pressure of you taking the piss, just buy a cheaper decanter, or will I buy the same decanter? I've got a jug.
Then use the jug, man.
I don't want to use the jug.
It does the same thing.
It doesn't. It doesn't do it quite the same. And the other thing about it looks like it's a jug, man. It's for use for other. It's a tool for the job.
You're a tool for the job.
It's beautiful. It's sexy. It looks amazing. It's a conversation piece. It looks great. It's there to. It's built for one task. The jug is not built to decant. It's a beautiful, wonderful thing.
It is literally built to decant. It has got a spout.
Yeah, but it's built to stir things and pour things, and it has another function. The decanter is made for just decanting. It's the best thing. I don't know what you should have. You'd love a decanter because you could put some rum in it. I mean, there's no real purpose to decanting rum exactly, but it would look really beautiful on your table. Think of all the rum in your decanter, and you take the thing off your Bond, and you pour it out.
I don't have a table.
No, we'll have to buy you one of those first. Anyway, fuck the decanter, eh? Fuck decanter store. Is that how the joke works? Yeah.
It's fucking decanter, man.
Man, well, I don't know what your problem is against the decanter. It's amazing. I don't even know. I don't even know what your beef is.
Help me out, chat.
They all love the decanter. These guys aren't with you. These guys love these guys. Every one of these has got to sit in at home with a decanter.
Well, Future Wolfington says, I feel like the storage device for alcohol is a decanter in the first place, right?
It isn't though, because it can't breathe through the top of it. It needs to have a greater surface area to breathe, like in a jug or a bedpan or the many other things that you would use.
I mean, if you just wanted something with a large surface area to pour your wine into, there's a potty that Hannah doesn't use anymore that I put up the loft. I can go and get it for you,
sexy. Man. The decanter looks like you mugged a science teacher of his equipment. It does look like that. Maybe I'll buy a different decanter this time. No, just for
I was going to say, a Nova chart has popped up at the right time. Maybe you get yourself a Spock decanter.
Spock decanter. I can't. Now I know that's the thing. Maybe I'll look for it. Maybe I'll look for it.
Alex.
Very good. Well, anyway, it's gone. All right, it was on that table right in front of us. Now it's gone. I hope you're happy. Nobody's happy.
I broke in and chipped it.
Honestly, I wouldn't put it past you.
Right. Speaking of dickheads.
Oh, I can't wait.
Okay. My final nap of the day is related to what happened last week, and I think we were talking about the decanter at the time when this happened. So
yes, we were.
as often happens, we're in the flow of things, and a follow pops up, and that's good. I like follows.
We do.
And we were followed last week by a person by the username of Lumberjack3TTV.
Oh, yes, I remember this because I made loads of lumberjack
You
jokes.
riffed on it and you made a bunch of lumberjack jokes. And it's good that you did that because that was the only good thing that came of this. Okay? Like, the guy didn't get involved, he didn't chat, he made no kind of influence on the show whatsoever. Like, whenever other people have turned up and followed, they immediately start bantering with us and great,
Yeah.
Like when Rooster first turned up, he was like, bam, fuck Shed Store, like making
Banter,
jokes.
banter.
Wolfington was the same, turned up,
Yeah.
bam, bam, bam. But this guy just follows, right? And I'm like, okay, weird. Normally you follow and get involved. That's kind of the point.
Yeah.
But I'll allow it. Some people just like to follow to know when people are streaming, and they'll lurk and they won't ever say anything. And that is totally fine. So we finish the stream. I go through my notifications across social media and all that kind of stuff, because stuff happens when I'm streaming and I have to catch up afterwards. And on my tweet promoting the fact that we went live last week,
Yes.
this fucking guy, right, Lumberjack3TTV, replied to my promotion of Don't Get Me Started.
The go live.
And just fucking started promoting his own stream that was going live at the same time as Here it is, right? Going live in 10 minutes. None stop grinding. Yeah, great, dude. Stop by the stream when you're free and show some love. I'm clearly not free because you've just fucking replied to a tweet that said tweet that says I'm fucking going live now. Fuck, dude. And then he's unfollowed now. And I'm sure I in the back of my mind I recognise this name. I'm sure he's fucking.
You must know him.
I'm sure he's no. I don't know him. Definitely don't know him. But I'm sure he fucking has followed in the past. And it's not just him, right? It's not just this guy. This is endemic of a huge swathe of dickheads on this platform. For every amazing person there is on this platform, such as all the people in the chat and the people that get involved with us, there are just these utter fucking penises, man, that are all about themselves and just want to promote themselves at everyone's expense. Don't fucking reply to my tweet and promote yourself, you rude cunt. Fuck you. Fuck you, Lumberjack3TTV, and fuck everyone like you.
Yeah. And fuck Shed Store.
Fuck Shed Store. If you want, my help to promote yourself and, and grow, fine. I'm all about that. That's kind of what I do. But go about it in the right fucking way. Fuck you.
So let me just clarify something about this. Is that you put a go live notification up which said, I'm doing this, it's going to be this time.
Yeah, Don't Get Me Started is live in 10 minutes.
Yeah, and then he went underneath that and
he replied to my tweet.
And then came into...
And posted that. You can see that at the top of this
during
picture.
the show, he came in and watched it.
He came in and followed.
So so he was doing his own stream at that time, but still came into our stream to follow, do nothing, and leave. Why did he bother popping in? Why did he bother popping in and follow? See, the person who's streaming at that time is the last person to come and visit, right? This whole thing is super confusing. Maybe he's a spy for Shed Store. Had you considered that?
I mean, lumber, sheds.
Oh shit, we're through the looking glass.
Future Wolfington, Lumberjack probably isn't a Bears fan. Going to throw him a follow. Fuck you, Wolfie. I mean that with love. As well as disdain.
Well, did he pay for this advertising slot? So,
Jesse
Wayne says, you tell him. We will tell him. I don't know who Jesse Wayne is, but...
welcome, Jesse.
Welcome. Thank you very much for coming
via
along.
Justin Classic.
Oh, okay. Good stuff. Oh, okay, good. I'm glad you're here.
What was I going to say? People say that any advertising is good advertising, right? But I would like to think, no. I think in exposing this guy as a fucking prick, you're not going to go and follow him. And I actually did go and like watch one of his VODs just to see if he was any good. The answer is no.
Lumberjack sounds like a cunt.
He doesn't tweet with a camera, doesn't even tweet with a microphone. It's just literally gameplay.
Oh my god, that's the fucking worst. Do you know, I was watching someone the other day who didn't have a camera, but did speak, but didn't have a camera. I'm like, come on, I want to see who you are. Come on,
yeah.
I want to see a reaction.
Like, mic is the bare minimum. Otherwise, like, I could just play the game myself, sat quietly in a room.
Captain Brilliant, I just followed him. Why do you want to advertise your stream on his stream? It's like, I'm making eggnog, motherfucker. Man, that's so funny. By the way, you hadn't told me what it was. I didn't know what it was he'd done. No. I thought I was like, what is this going to be? In my head, there was all these crazy things. Like, it's going to come into the Don't Get Me Started tweet.
This dude only plays Spellbreak, laugh my ass off. Fuck this lumberjack guy. Right? Right?
Oh god, we should just go in there. We should just find a stream and go, hey guys, by the way, I don't know if you're doing anything right now, but we're streaming over here.
Yeah. Just do it on his Twitter. Every time he tweets anything, he's like, going live. I'm like, just advertise your next stream. Just advertise your next stream immediately and leave. Yeah, so if you don't want to follow this prick, but then you're being a dickhead.
Yeah.
Can we all tweet him right now? Go for it.
Do it.
Right. I'm not your mum. Do what you like.
Ask him lumberjack facts. You know, ask him like I wanted to know whether he can run along the top of a log, like lumberjacks can. You know, ask him what his favoured method of cutting down a tree is. Does he go for a chainsaw, or is he just like an axe? Is he just an axe kind of guy? You know, is there a tree at which point it graduates? You can no longer use an axe. All these questions and more. Do you actually wear those shirts, or is that just like a myth that has kind of gone through time?
Perpetuated stereotype.
Yeah. Oh, well said. That's perfect. Yes. Is it that? All these questions and more should be posed to Lumberjack 3TTV.
But mostly call him a prick.
Yeah, but mostly do that.
He is. Lumberjackass.
Did that just come to you at just that moment?
No, that's been in my head for a while.
I like how you're honest and own that.
But not predating.
But not predating like this today, yeah. Yeah, I understand that.
Just about 4 minutes ago.
Does he wear suspenders and a bra?
There will be an opportunity to bring that in.
He's a lumberjack, he's not okay. He streams all night and he's a cunt all day. I don't know.
And all night.
And, you know.
He might stream, but he's mostly a cunt.
He's a lumberjack and he's okay. Poor old lumberjack, eh? What a guy.
What a guy.
What a guy. That is, I think, unless there's anybody else who wants to drop in a nap, we're talking about naps. Anything here that's nap. Anything
I think Karis dropped in a nap, but she did it too early. She did it while we were happing, and we weren't going to, you know.
I did see a bit of a nap from Karis.
We weren't going to haze our buzz.
Oh, Nana is sad you missed a nap. I think,
well, do it at the right time.
No. I saw it. It's because it happens. But like, I think Nana's nap was that Tin Star Season 2 was not as good as Tin Star Season 1. I did see it.
Not that we've watched the whole thing, so little preamble. Tin Star, are you familiar with it?
I am.
It's a show that started 3 years ago-ish, and the first season of which me and Nana Kay watched while we were painstakingly waiting for Karis to push out my child.
Right.
It was
so vivid.
You know, the 8.5 months stage of the pregnancy.
Did they let you have? I was going to say it wasn't in the room. It wasn't in the room where it happens.
Like, you fuck off to bed. You're useless to us right now. We'll watch Tin Star. Right? And we did, and we thoroughly enjoyed it. And it did seem at the end of Tin Star, I'm not going to throw any spoilers, but it did seem at the end of the first season of Tin Star like that was the end.
Yes.
There were places it could go, but equally seems pretty cut and shut.
Yeah.
That would have been fine. Was an ending I was okay with, even though it was a bit Sopranos-y. Job done. Switch to this week.
Yes.
Randomly see an advert for
Tin Star Season 2.
Season 3.
Season 3!
On Sky Atlantic. And we're like, oh, okay, Tin Star, cool, Google it. Oh, there's a Season 2. It came out January 2019. Oh.
Yeah, I think I might have known that, actually. But
okay. So I procured it today. We watched the first episode, and they needn't have bothered.
Actually, I think I saw some bits and pieces about it that led me to the belief that I probably wouldn't watch it, which is why I haven't. But did you enjoy Tin Star Season 1?
I really did.
What would you give it out of 10?
Fuck you. can't believe I laughed at that.
Yes, you can. This is what they say in New Zealand. I'll give it 10 out of 10.
Right, that's it. I'm getting a rum.
Do you want? There's a glass. I would get it. Why don't I get it for you? Because you won't be able to find things. You keep doing.
Yeah, you should fucking serve me for that joke. See what he does to me?
Oh dear.
Just see what he does to me. So yeah, you're right. We're going to watch one more, Nanake. We've only watched one episode. Woo! Thank you for the bits.
That was for my joke.
No, that was to make me feel better for your terrible joke. Yeah, we're going to watch one more episode. It might pick up. I'm not sure where the story's going to go. So we'll do one more. And if that doesn't work, we'll just carry on binge watching The Crown and it'll be all good.
Do you want some ice in this?
Yeah, I'd love some ice, thank you. I'm not sure how much of him you can hear over there, but I think we discovered on Don't Get Me Cocktail the answer was a lot. So
yeah.
Then there was another nap. Kara said work. Yeah, work is nap in general. Work is nap in general. And I'm quite happy waiting for my drink right now. So, as I wait for my drink, in which direction would you like to take this podcast today, Alex?
Perhaps we should do the cool wall.
Should we do the cool wall? I don't think I've set up a button for the cool wall. Yes, I have. Okay, then, in that case, as the drink comes to me...
There you go. There's no Coke in it. I'll let you decide how much you want of that.
Lovely, thank you. Let's do a segment that we like to call, or I like to call, the cool wall that totally isn't ripped off from Top Gear. Bow, bow, cool wall. It totally isn't ripped off.
And I'm back!
There he is.
It's like I was never away.
And I could reach out and touch him if I wanted.
You could.
But I won't.
No.
Didn't deserve it after that joke.
It's just like... Oh, I really enjoyed it.
He'll definitely be enabling wank mode tonight.
Yeah, I'll be dining out on that one. I'll be like, so the other night I was in the stream, right, and then they were talking about Tin Star, and then I said, by the way, I quite like Tin Star. I thought Tin Star was like the original, just to say. What I didn't say was, I mean, I know it's got Tim Roth in it. I'm such a big fan of Tim Roth. I think Tim Roth is amazing. And I love it. His character is such a dickhead, such a cunt in that. He just keeps going around pissing everyone off and doesn't give a fuck. I'm like, he's doing what everybody wants to do.
And I like, my personal headcanon is that, you know, he's the same Tim Roth from Lie to Me, that he's just got so fucked off of people lying to him that he's going to, like, he needs to go into witness protection because he's killed some people for lying to him.
Let's talk about things that she... So, towels, says Tamsanaki.
Interesting. Would you care to be more specific on the towels, or are we just generally putting towels on the wall?
Towels, you're a towel.
Gonna get high.
I like towels. I mean, Douglas Adams loves towels.
He does?
He does. Douglas Adams, I mean, he's like... That's a guy who really knows where his towel is. That's a good Hitchhiker's Guide reference. Towels are a big thing in that.
You're just trying to bring Eddie Stone back out of the ether.
I was trying that, yeah, really. Was it that obvious? It's just like, come to me, Eddie. So, hold on a minute. He's like sitting snuggled up on the sofa with his wife. It's like, Alex, wait there. I heard someone mention Douglas Adams.
Somewhere deep in the like butthole of Wales.
Yeah.
Smee, there he is, and Smee is also. His Hitchhiker's Guide radar is going off, and he's never tuned into the show, but he'll be here in a minute because
you've really got to know where your towel is. Towels are great, aren't they? Though, you know, you're wet.
They definitely serve a function.
They do. You're much like a decanter. They have I mean, you could dry yourself on many things. There are many things you could dry yourself. I could dry myself on this sofa. It wouldn't be optimal to do so, but the towel would be the best thing to dry myself with. And I like a towel.
I mean, I would use a towel because that is the tool, the designated tool for the job, much as the wine bottle is the tool for the job for the wine.
That's contained.
It would be kind of like going to buy a hand dryer to lay under and dry myself. That is the.
And I think the packet that the towel comes in is like the wine bottle. You know, then you take that out, and then you're left with the inside, which you then place in an airing cupboard.
I don't know what kind of posh towels you are buying that come in packets.
I don't have an airing cupboard.
He doesn't have a towel.
Right, well, let's just, aside from our natural hatred of the ending for Sopranos and Decanters. Let's get back to the lecture.
Back to the nitty gritty.
Yeah, let's get into it.
Which you wouldn't want in a towel.
No, you wouldn't. No, because as you rubbed it on you, all the gritty would get on your body. It'd be horrible. No.
Sandpaper you.
It'd be a bit like when you take your towel down the beach and lay it on the sand, and then you try and dry it with you afterwards, and you just put more sand on you.
Much like a decanter, you can't use a towel for one. Never mind.
That's how it got chipped in the first place, Wolfington. Wank mode was enabled, so I like a towel, but it's not mega. I'm not just
I'm not
overjoyed to have a towel.
Gay for towels or anything.
No,
you know?
I mean the other thing about it is that if it was a really hot towel. What about hot towel that you get when you're at a curry house at the end of the meal? I was going to say.
I wasn't even going.
No,
there.
I wasn't, and then I changed my mind partway. I was just going to... What if it's a hot towel? Let me say what I was going to say originally. Mm-hmm. And you're in the shower and it's cold and you just step out of the shower.
That wasn't where I was going either.
I literally don't know.
So towels are getting more mega hat by the second.
What were you going to say then?
I was going to say when you go to the barber, when you're not breaking quarantine and having a barber come to you, and they give you a hot towel massage and you fall asleep in the chair. It's fucking amazing.
Oh, man.
I have fallen asleep in the chair.
Do you know what? I mean, I remember that. I mean, I've never had that. I never had a person give me a hot towel.
Oh,
it was just that time I went to the salon and the woman gave me a massage.
Salon.
The salon. I don't know if I said it like that.
El salon.
El salon. Yeah, the young intern girl gave me. Gave me.
Is it the towel that you were into here?
It wasn't the towel. What I'm saying is, she gave me a towel and then wank mode was enabled.
It was hell of a
later
towel.
on that night.
Hell of a towel.
I wonder what ever happened to her. So, to conclude,
so we are generally positive about towels.
Yeah, not super. I'm going to say that they are hap.
I would agree that they are hap.
Good. We can put that on the wall.
Bosh.
Memory foam pillows. Is that one of the other suggestions?
Oh, yes. Yes.
Did you just turn into Churchill? By which I mean the dog.
Yes.
Not a former Prime Minister of this country.
Although based on the former Prime Minister of this country.
Yes. So it works. I don't own a memory foam pillow.
I own a memory foam pillow.
No, well, I mean, it strikes me they'd be amazing.
They are amazing. And it depends how you like to sleep, really. But I'm a big fan of a firm pillow.
Good. So
if you like a firm thing under your face as you try to sleep, you should buy a brick. No, a memory foam pillow fits the bill. And in general, it stays cool, which is what you want.
That is what you want.
I think.
I like how I'm just reading the Welsh Nana case says, and you didn't tip, referring to that time you went to the barbers for the hot towel massage. You didn't tip.
No, that wasn't then. I had a bog standard, haircut from the barber that I didn't tip.
That towel from last night was one hell of a towel. Reese talking about Hayden Panettie's towel that we had on there until...
Right.
Can't believe we didn't talk about...
Is that where it came from?
That was I don't know whether...
Damn. We've already put it on the wall, but when you consider it from that context, towels are fucking nap, man.
Oh, yeah, that towel was bad. But that's because we're terrible perverts. But what a scene. But anyway, I digress. What are we talking about?
Memory foam pillows.
I've forgotten. But essentially, I never had one, but they do sound good. I'll tell you a story. I knew there was a girl going to be coming around to my house and would, at some stage, witness my bed. I felt that it was going to head in that direction. I was pretty certain about it.
Just walk in there and go, yep, that's a bed.
Yeah, I mean, she wasn't going to go there first of all the rooms in the house. I would expect her to see other rooms, but at some stage...
when she asked where the bathroom was, you were going to be generally vague in the hopes that she would stumble into, you found my bedroom. What a coincidence.
Oh, wow. All your clothes have fallen off. But at one stage, I was hoping that we go in there, but I was like, I should... And I looked at my pillows, and they had been laid on and crushed, and I thought, oh no, now what am I going to do? I need some new pillows. So I went out and bought some pillows. But I didn't know...
I think you have told me this story.
Have I told you this? I mean,
Possibly.
I'm full of stories. I must have... I didn't know what pillows to get. So I was like standing in the pillow store for ages thinking, which pillows are going to get me laid? So, which is a question we've all thought to ourselves at one time or another. Please don't let my dad watching this. Well, I mean, The Crown was bad enough. What the fuck is this? Anyway, So I thought, what pillows are going to get me laid? So I asked the woman, and
You asked the woman, point
yeah,
blank.
she didn't actually work there, so no.
Looking to get laid.
Asking for a friend, asking for me. I went on Reddit as well. Anyway, in the end, I opted for 2 firm pillows and 2 soft pillows, so that the girl...
That seems to be the consensus.
The
from
girl
the chat.
would have an option of hard on top, soft underneath, or either one of them, or neither, if she was strangely weird.
Hard on top.
Yeah, hard on top. And when she did come, and she was like, this fucking pillow's too hard. And I was like, okay, fine, we'll use the other one. She's like, no, this is too soft. And I'm like...
All right, fucking Goldilocks.
Honestly, she didn't like either pillow. And like the options, that was the answer.
Here's a baby, sleep on that.
There was just like the normal bog standard pillow you can pick up, the first thing you lay your hands on in Sainsbury's, just without any thought. Bog standard pillow is the answer. Do not overthink pillows if you want to get laid.
Sometimes the bog standard cheap option is the best option.
It's what I've learned. And by the way, and I sincerely hope that Isabeau didn't see any of that, when I eventually got together with my current girlfriend, and I had this same situation again, I thought, well, I'm not doing this again. We're not going down that fucking road. I fucking... What's it? We say yeet? I don't say it very much. That happened. Those fucking things got thrown into the sea, and I just went immediately, do not pass go, do not collect hardened pillows, and grabbed the normal ones. So she was like, these are really nice. And I'm like, thank you. Thank you, life experience. And then like the ghostly form of that girl I fucked was just like... Actually, she was still in the room at the time. It was
the
weird.
ghost of fuckmas.
She didn't like the pillow, but you did get late eventually. Yes. After much discussion,
once the fucking pillow debacle was settled,
she doesn't. She's not going to see this.
Feather pillows don't get enough credit. Hated them as a kid, but as an adult, I adore them. They make me violently cough.
I've heard that.
Feather pillows.
Not you coughing. I haven't been in your house,
but they do a thing.
I understand.
Yeah. It didn't escape me that Kara said she's going to convince me to get a memory foam topper for the bed. No, you're not. My bed is firm. That is how it stays.
My bed is firm.
But just to kind of know for sure, damn.
I know.
When you listen to that drink, it's empty.
I know. There's no ice in it. I'm going to have to go and get some more.
The other day,
yes.
When for whatever reason my mattress moved, I think Karis was looking for her watch that she still hasn't found, that somebody at her school has probably stolen. There was a gap between the headboard and the mattress, and my under pillow, the just bog standard, aforementioned.
Yeah, the pillow, the secondary pillow.
Yeah, had slipped down the back,
as it is wont to do,
and as a result, the elevation of my memory foam pillow was incorrect, and it gave me a bad neck for like 3 days.
Is that you don't
and
want
that just
that
shows.
Shit. Yeah, you've got to get this. Yeah,
you've got to have the right pillow. So let's put it on the wall. Memory foam pillows.
Yes, let's put it on the wall. I forgot that's what we had to do. I thought we were just anecdoting about my sex life.
Bullshitting all over the fucking place.
That's kind of what I thought.
This isn't cocktails and bullshit.
Oh man,
we'd neither have cocktails. We've got the bullshit covered.
We've got some.
We're there.
Okay, well, I have not got one.
You have not got a pillow.
But I understand how they were. I haven't got a pillow in this race. Fucking pillows, man. honestly. Do you know what? Here's a tip. Like, don't
get you started.
Don't pay money. Don't go on. Like, do you know what? I cleaned my entire flat from top to bottom in advance of my girlfriend coming round, and she was just on her way, and I just was cleaning everything. I cleaned everything down. Everything was cleaned, and the only thing was left was that I just finished washing things up. So the sink was full of water. And I was like washing things up, and I thought there's a couple of knives in there. I've still got 2 more things to do. I went off and I got distracted and I was taking all that stuff in and blah, blah, blah. And like she looked around the place and it was beautiful. And she said, "Why is the sink full of water?" And I was like, "Oh, I was finishing off." She's like, "Oh, okay, that's weird." And she was like really super weirded out by this. And I'm like, "I cleaned the whole house! I was just doing it." She won't let me forget it. Even now, when I go around to her place, she's like, "Well, you'll see there's no water in the sink." And I'm like, "Fuck, what the fuck is wrong with you? It's pillows and sinks. I swear to fucking God, what is wrong with you?" Oh, right, put it where you want on the wall.
Okay, cool. Memory foam pillows are mega hap. Going once.
It's fine by me. They've got to be They've got to be mega hat. They've got to be mega hat.
What were we saying? Memory foam pillows. They never forget and they never forgive.
I actually spent part of my COVID stimulus check on an expensive hentai pillow as a goof. My girlfriend was not amused. A hentai pillow. That sounds like... My mum says that. When did you bleach your sink last? Do you say, Mum, when did you bleach your pubes last? Bam!
Fuck off, Mum.
Fuck off, Mum.
Is that a thing? Bleaching your sink?
Might get one with Alex on it. You should. It brings the girls running.
Hey, I tell you what. It's available.
It's available. You can get a pillow with my face on it.
It's available.
What a time to be alive.
Really set back up the automatic thing that tells you the merch, but what is it? Who is it with? Redbubble.com/the Jez Show. You can get yourself. Let's point in the right direction that way. No. Oh, God, I fucked up. That Alex face up in the top corner.
Yeah, the one where I'm going like.
Yeah, going. You can get that in giant size on a pillow.
Yeah, and you can think long and hard about.
Redbubble has been down all evening. Well,
maybe not
obviously
right now.
People have been spending
eagerly
all their money
buying
on Angry Alex face pillow.
You
can also get an Angry Jez face pillow, but
take these to bed and see whether you're.
We wouldn't want you to be turned on constantly, so maybe don't.
It only gets so erect. See if your partner loves a picture of me in the room. I mean, I think that'll seal the deal. That'll seal the deal. Especially if it turned out to be one of my exes. That would be fucking hilarious. I mean, it's possible. It's so possible. Especially if you live in Folkestone. Anything else? I mean, by the way, I went on a rant.
That Isabeau isn't watching tonight.
She's not watching. She's cool. We're cool.
Okay, I don't know how to feel about that. I'd turn a Jez pillow into a memory foam pillow with the amount of thick, ropey starch I'd pump into it.
A series of posters with your ex-girlfriends on. Yeah, it's just like, I feel like my ex-girlfriends are kind of like Doctor Who. I was saying this at one point. Like, they're all these incarnations, all these kind of things. There should be...
I remember that bit in your stand-up comedy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I think that maybe there should be... Imagine if you came around, there's just pictures of all of them. And she's like, who are all these people? I'm like, well, this is all the One day you'll be on this wall.
So that bit in your stand-up comedy, I think you could... in this, Twitch endeavour that we're now in, I feel like you could revisit that with
maybe
like graphical representation behind you. That's a real screaming to be green screened type
I
thing.
could... Do you know what? The 13 Girlfriends of Alex. I don't know. Maybe. I don't think Isabel would like it very much, but she doesn't. Which one wore a scarf? Kelly.
She's true, yeah.
She did. And it was a multicoloured one as well.
Captain Sora said something. I'm not sure I want to read it. Hang on. Which Jez Show Network member do you stan? I feel like Alex would take you out for a nice dinner, and Jez would turn your insides into soup. Yin and Yang, Jin and Wang.
Jin and Wang. Which member do you stan?
I mean, I will. Yeah. Do you not know that phrase?
That's not a term. I understand. Stan is a song by Eminem. Is it got a reference to that?
It is not.
Right.
I think it came from Lady Gaga, but to stan someone is basically to stand by them, to advocate for them.
Okay.
If you will.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
But the notion that I would turn someone's inside into soup, was it? I mean, that only...
How would you do that?
That only speaks to me in positive ways. So
yeah.
I will take that, and you can take that in any direction you like.
It is a reference from Eminem, says Eddie Stone. Well, I mean...
Oh, of course it is. No.
Well,
what, because he's obsessed with Eminem? Right, okay.
And Stan is in effect.
Thanks for that.
Yes, get in! I didn't know anything, it turns out I did. Hooray.
There you go. I feel like Alex would cater to your needs. Pillows, eat that ass. But Jez would take you out for a good night and then smash that ass like pottery. I'm really coming off well in this. I like it.
This is one of the best ones we've done.
I'm not sure how accurate any of this stuff is. You'll have to ask my wife. But I will take it. I will happily bask in this glory.
It's a reference!
It's like, all right, Eddie Stone, calm down.
Oh, dear.
Back in your shadow.
He will not come forth until I speak again. Until I say Douglas Adams 3 times.
Until you misquote Star Trek or an obscure Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy reference comes out.
And then he will return.
Or you sing off key or something like that.
Yeah. Or I say how auto-tune's fine or something like that.
Or I tell you to man up.
Man up. Yeah, that'll get him. The many ways we can trigger Eddie Stone. There are many and varied ways of triggering Eddie Stone. And not being progressive is one of them.
Alex would pour you a nice glass of whiskey from his decanter, but Jez would take you to the shed. It's waterproof.
There's something in the woodshed. It's Jez. We got a stream from the shed one time. Is there any room in that shed? I mean, I don't know how big.
There is room in the shed.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. I just found the canner dropped down the stairs before my stream, now covered in bud. Nap.
There's always some sort of issue. He's up in the roof and he can't get his drink, or his drink's too far, his wine's downstairs. The many perils of Reese's alcohol consumption.
I mean, you're driving a truck, dude. You shouldn't be drinking anyway, so let that be a lesson to you.
We were discussing, actually, Reese, we were watching your stream, and everyone else should if they didn't, of the American truck simulator, which is just amazing. And you're sitting there with an actual wheel, and what I want in the background is either green screen, but preferably real is the back of a truck behind you with, like we were saying, a shotgun mounted on the back.
Yeah,
you know?
You've got that joist right behind you. That's begging for a shotgun.
And I want you to talk in like a southern drawl and just like sit around. It should be so good to do it. It's so good. Yeah. Really enjoyed it as well, by the way. It was lots of fun.
Absolutely, yeah. And we want a 12-hour trucking stream. From you.
Oh yeah, we wanted you to do a driving home for Christmas one. We find you so far away from. I don't know if you can do one.
Just choose a place in America that is your home.
That is your home.
You're driving home for Christmas.
Driving home for Christmas.
From one end to the other. 12-hour stream. Make it so.
Snaps to Captain Sorrow. I don't know what he said, but you'll definitely be getting felt in that shed. It's the gift that keeps on giving. Man, there's been some great jokes in this one today.
Anything else for the call war before we move on? This is your last opportunity.
5 and drive,
maybe find something that we can hate on.
5 and drive.
We've been generally positive about.
Something maybe you think, and don't just say the ending of Sopranos, because if you've got anything else, I've got this green screen. You're on. Reese is gonna do it. He's gonna do it. I would love to see that. Domino's Pizza.
Oh, she knows what she's doing.
Does she?
I'll let you begin. How do you feel about Domino's Pizza?
I like Domino's Pizza.
I do not like Domino's Pizza.
Well, there we are then, guys. Thanks very much. The thing about it, and this has come up before, but not with you, but other people. I saw a stream the other day. I think I saw like a comment on Facebook where someone was talking about, oh my God, I am physically sick whenever, maybe it was you. I am physically sick whenever I have Domino's. It's horrible. It's greasy and shit and disgusting. And I thought, oh, come on, it's not that bad.
See, I don't find it greasy. My problem with Domino's is every time I have a Domino's pizza, I just feel like I'm eating powder. It just tastes like powder.
Right.
There's no substance.
I've never
to it.
felt
It
that
just
way.
tastes like powder. It costs way too much compared to the other pizza places. It is the second closest takeaway place to my house, and I never use it because it's gash. Fuck Domino's.
Domino's is S tier.
See this S tier thing?
I don't get it either. I was about to bring that
the
up.
ranking type thing.
Yeah, I saw that
People
the other day.
use S tier as
What's S
a
mean?
positive thing. It's like
Because
see,
it goes
to me-
S, A, B, C.
yeah, I don't even know what that means.
Well,
To
it's not
me,
with A. The alphabet starts with A.
When people say S tier, that's shit tier.
Shit tier.
Shit tier. So I agree with you. Domino's is S tier. It's shit tier.
We don't have little C.
S is above A, not in the real world.
S is above A. You better believe it. No, that's a euphemism. I can't speak. Right. What I was going to say about S tier is...
I'm just going to point out a lie.
Go for it.
Research says, I've never had a Domino's.
But you
true.
believe that's not true.
It's definitely not true because I've been in the room with him as he has had a Domino's.
In the room where it happened.
Not only was I forced to have Domino's by his ex-wife.
Not a pizza.
It was... we were forced to wait longer because they had to prepare a cheese-free pizza for him. You have had Domino's. I could pinpoint the date that we had Domino's given enough time. Because while my short-term memory is fucking atrocious, my long-term memory is incredible. We had a Domino's on the night after the 2008 Royal Rumble. Go fuck yourself. You have had a Domino's.
I remember that day. The 2008 Royal Rumble. Taker hadn't won it again. Actually, I have no idea who actually won it. I don't know. Was Benoit still alive?
He was not.
Right.
I want to say Batista.
Well, look that shit up. We'll check that out later. What I will say about pizza in general...
Jez, can't remember what he ate for dinner today, but can remember eating pizza 12 years ago.
Jez facts.
Welcome to Jez.
This week on Jez.
Previously
on Jez. I had a pizza. It was really great. When was that? 2003. That's Jez. So my feeling about Pizza Hut, Domino's, Papa John's, all those things, are all basically the same, and I like them all just as much as the next. And I have no preference. And if someone had handed me a Pizza Hut one, I quite like going to Pizza Hut. I couldn't tell you why exactly. I quite like Domino's.
Pizza Hut.
Pizza Hut, Domino's, Papa John's. They're all basically ubiquitous. They're fine. They're all about as muchness. Curly.
Rumble was Cena. He came back super quick from injury and did that thing at the top of the ramp called Madison Square Garden.
Ah, there you go. Yeah, my friend Curly, our friend Curly, really, really likes Papa John's. Like that is the hill he will die on. He thinks that's amazing. I think it is fine. I think Pizza Hut is fine. I think Domino's is fine. For my money, the best thing to do is I'm just happy enough having those 2-for-1 pizzas that we get. Like, they're just fine. There's no appreciable difference between the pizzas we get that are super cheap and the ones you get from Pizza. I just don't think there's any difference. So I don't really care.
Good point. Well made. Let's order pizza.
Yes, please.
Hello, sheep pizza. Take order, please.
Shitty walk.
Okay, I think in the interest of actually getting through this episode before we have to move on over to Captain Sorrow's stream.
Yes.
Let's move on to the segment that really has captured our hearts in recent / not recent. We've been doing this a while now.
Yes.
It was a new segment. It is definitely not.
It's not a new segment anymore.
But kick us off, and I will press the button.
Yes, this is the segment we like to call "Am I the Arsehole?"
Am I the asshole? No, it's the children who are wrong.
Eddie Stone saying, I miss Pizza King. It used to give Alex chest pains. It really did. Oh, it's not good. It doesn't anymore, though. It doesn't exist anymore.
Right.
Don't look for it. It's not there anymore. Now, is there anything? Have you pre-read these things?
I have pre-read them.
Okay, that's good to know.
You can do this one.
Okay, cool. I read it off your phone.
I forgot to print it out today. So
yes, I'm going to read it off
from
my thing.
phone.
Okay, cool. Wait, hold on. I just need a little bit. Oh, no. I've got none left. I'll take the merest dribble of gin and tonic. More COVID for you. Right. Am I the arsehole? 1.
Yes, you are.
Thank you very much. Good night. Usually for Thanksgiving, we head out to go see family. Someone else always hosts. We typically help sponsor the host by paying for cleanup. Paying for cleanup? Okay, we can't get into that this early on. Someone else always hosts. We typically help sponsor the host by paying for cleanup, etc. Our home is just too small to host the 30-plus folks who typically show up through the day. This year, that's obviously not happening. Other than us talking about not doing the usual, Thanksgiving didn't come up until yesterday. My kids have the week off from online school, and I was doing a puzzle with them before dinner when my husband walks in after work and says, "So did we get a turkey?" I looked at him and said, "Well, I know I didn't. Did you?" This is a nice little bit of dialogue. He stared at me blankly and said, "No." "What do you mean? Do we need to get one still? Is it being delivered?" I shrugged and said, "I don't know nothing about no turkey." So she does know something.
Double negatives aside.
Double negative is proof positive. The kids and he looked so confused, so I helped them along and said, "I didn't buy anything. I didn't plan anything."
That is the correct phrasing, by the way.
It is the correct way. It was just like really struck me as really jarring, but I knew it was right. No one said anything to me about Thanksgiving. Nobody offered to help meal plan, cook anything, do anything. He blew up yelling at me about how I should have obviously known. I said, why? Why? I've literally never planned or made a Thanksgiving dinner in my life. The most I've ever done was help clean up or maybe peel the potato. I asked him why didn't he plan anything? Why didn't the kids plan anything? Why is everyone waiting until the last minute and dumping it on me? He just sputtered and yelled and stormed off to his office. What does that fucking mean? What does he really use that for?
Wank room.
Wank room. He enabled wank mode and left me with the kids. We all had dinner. The kids cleaned up. And I was relaxing with some wine and a book and a decanter after they all went to bed. My husband tore into me, and not in a sexy way, about how he can't believe I left this all to the last minute. So he's basically starting the argument again. And now there will be no Thanksgiving. How could I know, presumably now, be heartbroken to do this to the kids, etc.? So I just looked at him and said, why didn't you plan? Why did you wait to the last minute to ask me? He told me I was being a fucking bitch, which is always a slam dunk in an argument. I was being a fucking bitch for no reason and stomped off to go and sleep in his office. He left without saying a word this morning. I've never seen him since. No, he left without saying a word this morning. I followed up with my kids and asked them if they wanted Thanksgiving. They said they didn't care because the food isn't that good most of the time anyway. Before you ask, yep, I work as well. We split chores, but there's no hard line. I do some, he does some. We both cook and the oldest cooks as well. I just don't get why Thanksgiving is on my plate. Why? Just because I'm a woman? Lumau, fuck that, Ita. Question mark, drop mic. Did we all? I hope you enjoyed that.
I think the chat has spoken fairly rapidly in that the dude is the arsehole, not the writer of the story.
Yeah, I think this is such a weird one, isn't it? Where the guy's like, right, we've never had it here. We've never had Thanksgiving. She's never made it. I've never made it. Every year it's the same thing. Like every year we'd normally go to yours, right?
Yes.
Like if something suddenly happened where you all just turned up at my house one day.
We all just turn up at your house. Fucking hell, Alex! Why the fuck haven't you made the Thanksgiving dinner? Like, I've literally never done that before.
I'm sitting here, wank mode enabled.
Why are you all here? No, fuck you. You should have known. You should have fucking known that you were going to do the Thanksgiving dinner. I mean, you've never done it before. Of course you were going to do it now.
And then you stomp off to my office.
That reminds me, Jez. Have we bought a turkey? No.
Old-fashioned twat. Not just a woman's job to plan. He's the arsehole, says Carmen.
Yes. Agreed.
He's the arse. Which reminds me, oh yeah, I see that. If I pulled that shit with my girlfriend, she'd fuck me up. Yeah. This is what,
rightfully so.
Do you know what? I mean, this seems like a bit of a surprise. Like he's never acted like this before, presumably. So what is going on in that dude? Normally we say they're both arseholes for putting up with each other, but this seems to have come out of the blue.
This seems to have come out of the blue, and
there's probably something else in his life that he's.
I mean, 2020 is fucking people up, right? It's making people act in ways they wouldn't ordinarily.
That
act.
is true.
So he's probably under a lot of stress or some shit, but he's still a prick.
He is a prick. He is the arsehole in this.
He is the arsehole in this.
Nobody else is.
I mean, she, in addition to her cutting line of, well, like, have you bought a turkey?
I like that.
That was good. I felt like she could have just fully gone on the sarcasm offensive and solved this in that way. It's like, so when are you cooking?
Yeah.
So you're right. I have not got a turkey. I have dropped the ball. When are you going to go and get a turkey? And what time will it be fully prepared?
Yeah. Absolutely double down on that shit.
Yeah. I am going to go back and follow this because it wasn't resolved on Reddit. And I want to know what the follow-up will be, as hopefully they'll come back and edit, as people often do.
Yeah, we should go back, maybe check that out and see what... Because the way it's... I mean, obviously, the reason they can't is because it's COVID, so they can't mix and mingle and everything like that.
Yes.
But I mean...
But ordinarily, this woman is not the cook. They will just go elsewhere and then give some money to...
What's happened here is he's had a conversation with her in his head, right? So he's gone, oh, shit, this COVID thing...
We can't do Thanksgiving in the way we normally do. But, we'll
do it here.
We've got to keep Thanksgiving for the kids.
We'll do it here. She'll probably cook it, and that'll be perfect.
Yes.
But he has not done the thing he needs to do, which is to communicate to her his understanding of it. So his brain contains all the facts.
Which does betray his bullshit patriarchal
Absolutely
thinking
does, yes.
a bit more than he realises,
yes.
I believe.
Yeah, because he just he's checked down, as it were, from the normal situation of 30 plus somewhere else to what he thinks is check down number 2.
Can we do the regular Thanksgiving? No. What happens next? Woman cooks.
That is where his and he doesn't need to communicate to her because she was already on the plate.
That's the way things work.
That's the playbook, and we're all on board with it.
If we're cooking at home, the woman cooks.
That's what's happened. KFC? Question mark. That's the answer. If that had been the answer, that would have been. Oh, what a great answer! What a great answer.
She should stab him to death. To death. And if the kids have something to say about it, throw them off the roof of the house. I mean, it's a little extreme.
The kids might have something to say which is good about it. Nova and I both communicate for Thanksgiving. That's just the way it is. I'm glad that you do. I'm glad that day isn't just silence for you.
And Nova communicates that you are obviously cooking because you are the one that cooks.
Yeah.
Literally on stream.
I mean, on stream. I don't know if Nova can cook. Nova Can Cook sounds like his cooking channel. If ever there was one.
Nova can cook.
And
he'll fucking prove it to you as well.
I think we should have a cook-off. I think they should both cook the same thing. And we'll see who cooked it best. He makes some things and I do too. But you communicate. I was going to say, he cooks some things and I do too. And what you've got 2 turkeys. Like nothing else.
And then we turn up and we prove which one is the best. The answer is both of them. We'll just eat everything.
He
made apple pie. He did. He pointed that out.
He said that. You're right. He did.
Good callback, Tanzanaki. Thank you.
Glad someone's paying attention.
Yeah.
Do you want to say... No, he's the arsehole.
He's the arsehole.
Right, so we'll move on to the next one. And this is the one you were going to read.
Yes, when I change tabs on my phone.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I like this one. This one's a really... probably cut and dry one, but we're going to riff on this for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Tonight, I went to get a burger for a takeout dinner at a local place I like.
Nice.
I waited in the corner of the store while it was being made, and when I came outside, I see 3 kids, under 10 probably, all playing in the bed of my truck or jumping on the bumper/tires. I say, "Hey, where's your parent? Can you guys get off? I gotta go home." I'm forgiving of the kids because, well, they're kids and they don't usually know better. I just wanted to eat. While I'm asking them to get off, this huffy white lady walks up and says, "Why are you talking to my kids like that? They're playing." I explain that it's my truck and I gotta get home, and her response was something to the effect of, "They're kids, they'll play, how dare you?" I'm pretty non-confrontational. I'm a mellow person, but 2020 has worn my nerves and patience. This is the straw that broke the camel's back.
I murdered them.
I just unloaded on this lady as loud as I could possibly yell. Profanity not held back, just an emotionally charged opening of the floodgates. I talked to my mom and she said I should have held my tongue in front of the kids. Personally, I was so burnt out that I didn't care. Part of me feels like I overreacted, but part of me feels like it was deserved. What do you all think? Edit. The kids weren't brats, they were kids. Kids who were giggling and joyous, and in the wrong spot at the wrong time. I don't blame them, I don't hold any anger towards them. I feel bad for them. Their mom didn't seem the best for them.
This person seems totally reasonable.
He does seem totally reasonable, and has had enough of society's bullshit.
And so say all of us.
I can relate to that.
Yeah.
She's not an arsehole, she's a Karen.
Fuck that lady. Tough shit for the kids.
Why not both?
I just, he comes back. I mean, the fact that this mum does not see that this is not okay.
That is unreasonable behaviour for her children. Yeah.
And
he's right, it's not the kids' fault. They've probably never been told not to fucking jump on some random guy's truck in their lives.
Yeah. The thing about it is, like, he said, I swore I let loose, the floodgates opened, and I told my mum, and my mum said, oh, you probably shouldn't have done that. It's like, by the way, the kind of kids that have been raised up to think it's okay to jump around on other people's fucking property and give no shits are
probably hear the odd swear.
Are probably already past that point. You have not altered them as like, oh my god, I just heard some swear words from that dude. Mate, they were already fucked. They were already, nothing you could have done, was gonna save them. So it doesn't matter what you said.
Yeah, I would have suplexed one of those little shits off my truck.
I would pay to see that. Just like Cena did in the 2008 Rumble, probably. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeet.
Yeet indeed. Like, the fuck, man? This
is the kind of fucking shit that would happen to me, though. Like, I would be there with my McDonald's or whatever coming out and be like, oh, there's a fucking kid sitting on my bonnet. Why is there a fucking kid sitting on my bonnet? Hey, lady, could you move your kid? Like, no? Alright, then I'll just drive off with them on my bonnet, no problem. Fuck you.
There are some kids that drive around where I work. Like, they don't drive around. They cycle around. I'm driving here! What are you doing here? There's these kids that cycle around because the end of where I work is a little kind of alleyway bit. So they cycle up there. And then they put
probably a good place to cycle as a kid.
It's a lovely bit where you can... What they do is they go around doing wheelies and other shit, and they also put a cone in the middle of it, so they kind of like weave around it and stuff. And they just play around on it. But it's just at the entrance to the car park. So they're just cycling round and round and round where the cars are coming out.
Yeah.
And they're like, fuck. Like, we don't get out of the way. What's going to happen? I'm like, well, what's going to happen, motherfucker, is we're going to learn a valuable lesson. And it only has to happen to one of you. But at one point, they got a bit more bold, and they drive into the car park and do laps of the car park. And so then I'd come out, and I'd have to say something to them. And I'm like, oh man, I really want to tell them to go fuck themselves, but I'm at work. So I said, hi, are you, you've come into here? And the guy's like, yeah. And I said, are you waiting for anyone? Does anybody work here? And he's like, oh, no, I'm not waiting for anyone. I went, great. Well, fuck off then. And he did. So I get that, man. You know, sometimes you got to tell these little shits to fuck off, and I think that's reasonable. Totally reasonable.
When I was a child, all that long time ago, eons ago, the local park that I would play in had goalposts up on a concrete area next to the park, the playground, whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
But this concrete area doubled as a car park for the playground.
Right.
And so as we were there playing football, kicking the ball around, doing all that kind of stuff, every now and again we would have to stop our game and move the jumpers for goalposts on the other side.
Yes.
Because
only one of them.
Because there was only goalposts on one side.
Only one real set of goalposts.
And move all of our shit, move the bikes, move our bags, whatever, because a car wanted to come in and park.
This does not sound like a great design.
It was not a great design, but it was a pain in the ass as a child. To be honest,
what is brilliant is that
I didn't even like the sport I was playing. Where I was like, oh fucking hell.
There was a place around near
BMX.
Eddie Stone will know this place too. In Cheriton, where I live, there was a Cheriton recreation ground, which was just basically concrete, and they had all these big. It starts out with a small post that you can jump off, like a concrete pillar, then a bigger one and a bigger one, until the last one is like fucking huge. And you can jump from one to the other, and then the ground, should you fall, was also concrete. So it's just like back in the 80s. I mean the 90s. When was I born? No, whenever. It was just
back in 2015.
Yeah, that was good.
He's actually 9.
Yeah. It's just like, at what point were they thinking? And this play park, what should we put there? Cars and anything else? Concrete. Okay, fine. Well, did we get to the bottom of this? We know that the woman is really the arsehole.
The woman is really the arsehole. The op, as it were, the writer is not an arsehole.
Op, yes. The op is fine. The op might have gone a little bit too far, but frankly, do you know what? What's interesting? I say this about America, but they were America, fuck yeah,
fuck kids.
The fact that he was calm for a bit and then shouted was probably the tamest option. You get some good old boy with a fucking shotgun come out for his pickup truck. That ends differently. Yeah. I'm just saying, you start yelling at this guy in a truck who probably owns a gun.
That really is not a good idea, actually.
Did you think this guy swore at your kids and you think that was your worst fucking option? You're living in America.
Yeah, that's true. And I don't know, there may be some kind of race issue involved in this as well, because he what does he call her? 1 second. A stuffy white woman. Do you point out it's white if you're white as well? Maybe. So. I don't know.
Maybe you don't. I don't know.
There is some kind of I do what I want kind of.
I do what I want.
White
just reading the
bullshit going on here.
Yeah, you do that shit in Oklahoma.
You might get fucking clapped. I assume that's a colloquial.
You get applauded.
Like, yes.
Now, well done. Yes, I agree with you.
This is a colloquial I do not understand.
No, I think we nailed it. I think that's what it means.
Okay.
Oklahoma.
Right. That succinctly brings us up to the bottom of the hour.
Yeah, sure. Gunshots are like clapping, sort of. Nice shooting text.
Clap means shots, fellas. Thanks, America. Thanks for bringing us more words.
Clap means shots. Do you know what? Your ass gonna get clapped.
Oh, that sounds different.
Well, I said it differently. I said it with like a little kind of an accent.
No, I mean the meaning of it. The context of it sounds different.
Oh, yeah.
Look, I mean, I'd quite like to clap that ass. That would be
we shoot the ass?
Hell yeah, man.
I'll clap that ass.
Yeah.
I'll get her a firm pillow. Clap that ass. That's the whitest way I've ever heard this. I just want to entertain future Wolfington.
Okay.
I once ordered a steak with clapping. By the way, this is true. Captain Brilliant once ordered a steak with clapping. When he went to Poland, he got the menu and it said steak with clapping, steak without clapping. And it was like 20 zloty more to get it with clapping.
How much is
20
zloty a lot?
No, it's not really. And one zloty was like 16p, something like that. Maybe it was like £1.
So obviously he took a punt and went.
He took a punt and didn't know what it was, what the clapping was. He'd get it like crackling, maybe, or something like that. So they bring out his dish and all the waiters surround him and just went.
I love that.
That is how.
I want that on every menu.
It was
That's
nothing.
amazing.
He says it's pence. It was nothing. It was the difference between £1, £1.10. But you get it with clapping. They come and applaud.
Stellar choice, sir.
They did. Future. They did. They just fucking came out for when they brought the dish out.
No, actually, what happened was he ordered the steak, and then once he finished the steak, they fucking shot him. Right. With that in mind,
That's so perfect.
that is perfect. That's a great way to finish. To finish, Alex, I would like you to provide the dictionary definition of clapping.
It's fucking on a hard pillow.